and locking up members of the legislature because they won't sign your bullshit document. It's just wrong.
Texas Republicans are now kidnapping Democrats and holding them hostage in order to force them to push through Trump's agenda, as State Representative Nicole Collier has been forced to spend the night in the state capitol after refusing to sign a permission slip. These aren't children going on a field trip. These are elected officials who weren't allowed to leave their job last night without signing a permission slip, allowing the police to follow them around and presumably force their return to the House floor if they try to leave the state. Now, there is a lot to unpack here, folks, so make sure you're subscribed to Really American, and let's just jump right into it.
This is the kind of bullshit that's happening right now in the Texas legislature. Dustin Burrows has locked up Nicole Collier because she won't sign some bullshit permission slip to be followed around by a DPS escort. That's a cop following around for the next 3 weeks to make sure that she comes in and votes for this bullshit Donald Trump redistricting bill. What's going on in Texas is absolutely 100% wrong. And locking up members of the legislature because they won't sign your bullshit document, it's just wrong. It's wrong. We need more people up here fighting. We need more people up here fighting alongside State Representative Nicole Collier, who's doing this protest because she must, and we all must. We must fight against Donald Trump and all of this madness that's happening in this country, and fight against his constant grab for power in the United States.
Let's take a look at what this permission slip actually says. Representative Wu is granted permission to leave the hall of the House on this day in the custody of a designated officer of the Department of Public Safety appointed under Rule 5, Section 8, House Rules of Procedure, on the condition that the representative will return to the hall of the House. This is actually insane. They gave him permission to leave, as if it would be legal to hold him there indefinitely. This is the kind of blatant authoritarianism that we are all afraid of. I mean, I, for one, think that none of the Democrats should have returned at all, because this is the kind of bullshit they should have expected the Republicans to pull. Their Republican colleagues would sooner strap them to their desks and leave them for dead than go against their god king Trump. And according to Nicole Collier, this was not a planned protest on her part. She simply took a stand in the face of tyranny.
Hey, this is Gene and
Nicole.
We're here on the House floor. Nicole, today, after we came back to fight these racist, gerrymandered maps in the courts and to make the legal argument, what do?
They exercise control, and they tell us that we can't leave unless we do exactly what they say.
And so I think Nicole simply has had enough, and she's not going to take it. And I think her way...
Just like the American people.
Yeah.
We've had enough. We've had enough of them taking all of our rights away. And so I've taken a stand.
Hell yes.
I'm pushing back.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do.
And did you like plan this out or anything?
No, in fact, I had no idea this was going to happen. When I heard the order, I was like, hell no. Why should we bow down to what they want? I'm taking a stand. My constituents sent a fighter to Austin, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to resist the best way I can, and that is by standing my ground.
Yeah. So everybody out there, if you're watching, you find every way that you can resist. Whoever you are, whatever you do, in whatever way you can resist, go out there and resist.
The fight continues.
Interestingly, I took a look at Rule 5, Section 8. It does not allow the sergeant at arms or the police to take into custody those representatives who are not absent. The language of this rule very clearly says, all absentees, meaning those who are not present, for whom no sufficient excuse is made, may, by order of the majority of those present, be sent for and arrested. Be sent for, meaning they're not here and we have to send for them. Being taken into custody and followed wherever you go, despite being present and therefore not an absentee, doesn't seem to be within the scope of Rule 5, Section 8. Collier wasn't alone in her protest. Other supporters and staff staged an impromptu sit-in at the doors of the chamber and were arrested by state troopers and taken to jail. Luckily, they had immediate legal counsel, but they could have just been escorted out. Instead, they were trespassed and arrested as some sort of attempt at intimidation. But Texas Democrats are not going to go down easy. Collier spoke with Midas Touch last night and explained just how ridiculous this lockdown is.
You are locked there. They have locked you in there and saying they're not letting you leave until you basically sign a permission slip. Can you tell us what's going on? What's happening right now?
Well, the explanation that you provided is very accurate. Today, when quorum was restored, the speaker announced that uh, those who had left the state for breaking quorum would be required to sign a permission slip agreeing to be released into the custody of DPS so that they can ensure the return of those members so that they can have a quorum on Wednesday to pass those racist maps. I refused. I just refused to sign this piece of paper. I'm not a criminal. I'm exercising my First Amendment right to resist in my speech. And so I refused to sign. And so I was told that I was going to have to stay here on the floor. They have locked the doors. The sergeants have been instructed not to allow me to leave until I have a permission slip. Now, since we started, I have been informed that I could go to my office. So I have authority to go to my office or back to the floor as long as I'm escorted by a sergeant, and DPS will be following me.
To me, what she just described sounds like false imprisonment. Being forced to sign a permission slip sort of makes the permission slip null and void. And being forced to stay in this room against your will is textbook kidnapping. But Collier stood her ground and, as a result, had to spend the night in the House chamber. She managed to get some pillows and blankets there, but she camped out all night in her chair.
Hey everybody, it's Nicole here on the House floor. It's 6:17 a.m. How was your night on the House floor?
It's cold.
It's real cold. It is
cold.
freaking freezing in here, and
it's cold.
I don't think I slept at all.
I know, yeah. But you know what? We had two chairs that we put together. He slept in two chairs. I slept in two chairs. Our other colleague, Vince Perez, he slept in a couple chairs.
But anyways, coffee got here thanks to the staff, and you know,
Gene, I am not a morning person. I am not a morning person. I'm up here at the crack of dawn.
So lots of people have been watching you. If you were going to tell them, like a lot of people asking, what should they be doing? What should people be doing to help you?
I think they need to find their resistance. Finding your voice and your resistance, that will make a change in America.
Because this is civil disobedience, right? What we're doing right now. This is civil disobedience, and
it's resisting.
Yeah,
it's
everybody
resisting.
Can find their own way to do this. Don't get yourself in trouble. Don't get yourself in trouble, maybe, but good trouble.
Good trouble.
Right?
That's what it is. We need to shake things up and make some good trouble to have good change. Yeah.
Thank you all for the support. We appreciate it. It means a lot. And to everybody who got arrested last night in the protest, we're with you.
Yes.
Stand strong.
Stand strong.
As of right now, it's still unclear how long this can go on. I don't know if Representative Collier is planning on just camping out on the House floor for as long as she can in protest. I mean, if I was her, I think I would just force my way out and have them arrest me, because I think the optics of that would make Texas Republicans look like the Gestapo that they are. Otherwise, I think playing this little game with them does more damage than it does good. It was a political mistake to come back to the state at all, I think. Democrats split that decision, with some returning and some choosing to stay out of state, like Representative Davis. But the amount that came back was enough to return quorum, which is why the Republicans are doing everything they can to make sure that the Democrats don't leave ever again. I think Davis said it best in her statement here, "I'm not going back. I made a commitment to my district that I would fight until the end to keep our representation intact, and I'm staying true to my word. I've broken quorum for 2 weeks, but Black communities worked for over 2 generations to earn the very seats on the chopping block today. Legislative record is proof that any amendment I offered would blindly be rejected, and any concerns I raised would fall on deaf ears. The only way for me to have a voice at this table is to pack up my folding chair and storm out in protest." The Texas Democrats who did return said they did so because they feel they have more political power now than they did before, that they've shown the Republicans that they mean business. But this isn't about earning the Republicans' respect. This is about stopping them from gerrymandering the state in an unprecedented mid-decade grab for power commanded by the dictator in charge, not the citizens of Texas. Even the conservatives in this state are telling our representatives that they don't want this redistricting, and yet the Republicans' ears are closed to the opinions of their constituents.
My name is Stephen Lawrence. I'm here on behalf of myself and my organization, Clear Rule of Law. I'm a lifetime conservative. I'm a former GOP staffer, including for our House Majority Leader, campaign manager, and district chairman. I'm here because I am a conservative, and I believe in the 7 core principles of conservatism as posted on Speaker Johnson's website. The president has violated all of these and is doing it on a daily basis, and the House Republican caucus has backed him up. He doesn't need more votes to have more members to back him up. He has a problem. 4 members are on the record voting to subpoena the Epstein files, and now the president has a problem because he doesn't have an Epstein-proof majority. So he comes to Texas and he says, give me 5 more votes.
There should be no assumption that the Republicans in this state are playing in good faith here. Nothing that they promise is real, and nothing that they threaten can hurt you. They've proven time and time again that they lie with no shame and that they attack with no warning. They should be treated like the rabid dogs that they've shown themselves to be. If you guys want to stay up to date on these situations that the mainstream media isn't going to tell you about, then subscribe to Really American and join our community. I'm Tony Hinderman, and I'll catch you next time.